We now welcome Moses Adams, an artist that will be featured at the upcoming Juneteenth celebration at the Hallettsville Gallery. That's on Sunday starting at noon. It goes until 4. Let's go ahead and meet Mr. Moses Adams. Welcome to Community Crossroads.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's my pleasure. And so talk to us about your connection to Hallettsville and also your research in developing this mural and other art pieces that will be featured at the gallery.
Oh, my connection to Hallettsville was my hometown. I grew up there in Hallettsville. I'm very proud to be from Hallettsville, a smaller town. And my connection also to this artwork that I have that's going to be on exhibition, a part of it is going to be a copy of my mural. And the other part is going to be the quilts that I have for my grandmother. I have 5 quilts going to be on exhibition that she handmade. It has patterns on both sides of the quilts. And some of the quilts are over 80, 90 years old, almost 100 years old.
And your grandmother, did she experience sharecropping?
Yes, she did. She was my grandfather's wife, and what's so amazing about her, I mean, if you could come to the exhibition in Hallettsville Gallery and see the patterns that she made, and she couldn't even read or write, but she had this talent to be able to use needle and threads and create all these intricate patterns that she put in her quilts. So I really want to it's about exposing her work.
Do you think she ever would have imagined you witnessing Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday?
Well, people have always, African Americans have always felt that it would be a national holiday, but it was just a matter of when, because African Americans had been celebrating Juneteenth since 1865. In all of these other states in the United States, if you look now on the news that's coming up, every state would be celebrating Juneteenth. Every major city, small towns, everywhere, all over the United States.
As a Black American, how does that make you feel?
I feel very proud to be able to celebrate that because it was about sacrifices that our ancestors have made to get to this point. They sacrificed their lives to get their freedom. A lot of them escaped slavery to gain their freedom, and they went back to bring their families and relatives back to states that was free for slaves.
And the story usually goes, it wasn't until a messenger was successfully able to deliver the news to the Texas general that slavery had ended, but in fact it was a little bit more calculated and planned than that.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. After the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, the general got orders from the president, Abraham Lincoln, to go about and let all the slaves know that they were free. And Texas was the last state, so he wanted to make sure that everybody in the state of Texas knew that the slaves were free. Colonel Granger made the announcement in Galveston.
Almost 2 years later.
2 years later, right. Because the slave owners, they knew that the slaves were free in other states, and that meant they was free in all of the states. But in Texas, they wanted to keep it as a secret so they can finish their crops without letting the slaves go free, because otherwise, if they wouldn't have done that, they wouldn't have been able to finish their crops and make a profit.
And now, almost a century and a few decades later, Juneteenth is a federal holiday. Yes,
I was in Galveston, Texas, June 16, 2021, when President Biden signed a bill to granting Juneteenth to be a national holiday as of 2022, June 19, 2022, this year will be the first year of celebration.
Well, I sure do hope that the Crossroads makes it out to the show on Sunday, and I'm so appreciative of you for coming all the way from Houston for this interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, and coming up, don't go anywhere. We hear more from our guest here on Community Crossroads.